Good morning and welcome to Healthy Hibernation in Ontario. Today is day 10 and I have 3 health hacks for you all combined into one, really. So today's talk is about mindfulness and how it can support the biological, psychological, and the social. And I wanted to start by giving you what I think is the very best resource out there in terms of mindfulness, and that is Dr. Dan Siegel. He has a website. I think you should go there and check it out and learn everything there is to learn about mindfulness. He presents it in a very simple and straightforward way, and he encourages you to actually do it. So you need to do mindfulness for it to be effective for you. He has what's called the Wheel of Awareness practice, and he's broken it down into 3 different versions, like a short version, mid, and lengthy version at maybe 25-minute practice. And I completely recommend that you give that a try because the benefits are really amazing. But I wanted to explain to you a little bit more about Dr. Dan Siegel and some of the learning that I have received from him. The really important one being the hand model of the brain. So again, you can Google that, hand model of the brain, Dr. Dan Siegel. It is a way for us to understand very simply the different parts of the brain and how they are differentiated and integrated, and how we can use this understanding of the brain to actually change the structure and the function of the brain and support our mindfulness practice. And our mindfulness practice, in turn, supports our biological health, psychological health, and even our social connections, our social world. So the practice of mindfulness actually promotes collaboration, creativity, that kind of thing. So if you were to kind of summarize the hand model of the brain, I'll do my best here. The idea is that you use your hand to understand the different functions of the brain, or to represent the different areas and functions of the brain. So if you were to fold your thumb in and wrap your fingers over top, this would be the brain. And the base of the brain would be represented in the palm of the brain. So that's your brain stem and sort of the reptilian, or the oldest part of the brain, the back of the brain. The middle part of the brain is represented by the thumb, and that's your center for emotion and memory and attachment. And the fingers wrapping over top of the mid part of the brain represents the cortex. So that's where your senses are mapped and the thoughts happen. But if you were to go right to the very front of the cortex, to the middle front part of the cortex, that's the prefrontal cortex. So that's represented in the tip of the middle finger. And as you can see, that connects with the mid part of the brain and with the base of the brain, and it's responsible for the function of integration. So integrating the different parts of the brain. So the mapping, the cortex, or the thinking part of the brain, the emotions and the memory part of the brain, and the base stem, which is responsible for things like the biological, the fight or flight type response, or the functions of breathing and heart rate and that sort of thing. So as he describes the hand model of the brain, he talks about how when we get dysregulated, or when we experience anxiety or depression, he calls it flipping your lid. So that's when your parts of the brain become disintegrated. They're no longer functioning together as a team and coming together to promote the higher level functions of the brain. So when we get disintegrated, we're out of our window of tolerance and unable to function well in society. So ways to promote the integration of the different parts of the brain include mindfulness. So the practice of mindfulness itself is all about separating thoughts, emotions, and physical sensations, and differentiating them through the practice of mindfulness, and then actually reintegrating them and using one aspect, say it's your psychological or your thoughts, to control or to manage your emotions, or using your biological to tame your emotions, or using your emotions or evoking certain emotions to influence more positive thoughts. So there's plenty of things you can do through the practice of mindfulness by separating thoughts, emotions, physical sensations, and then integrating them as well. And while you do that, you're actually changing the structure and function of your brain. It's pretty neat stuff. Not only that, but the social connection there is that as you practice mindfulness, you're not only connecting your mind and body, but you are connecting to the social world as well. So that's how this one thing, this mindfulness concept, is related to to all of the biopsycho and social aspects today. So I encourage you to look up Dr. Dan Siegel and his website, learn the Wheel of Awareness practice, follow it, it's free, and use the hand model of the brain. Check out that video and to learn more about the functions of the brain so that you can manage it better and regulate yourself and intensify the integration of the different parts of the brain. All right, so that's all for today. I hope you have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow.